My girlfriend sneered, "You'd crumble. Without me." I responded, "Really?" Then I accepted the overseas promotion, secured temporary housing, and arranged mail forwarding. When she arrived at my old apartment, with a rehearsed speech, a stranger opened the door. "I'm Daniel, 35, male, and I've always seen myself as capable. As a structural engineer for a global corporation, I oversee intricate infrastructure projects demanding precision and planning. I can, despite what my now ex-girlfriend might think, pair my own socks. Yet, for 5 years, I lived in a state of orchestrated dependency, a role meticulously designed by Claire, 34. Our relationship started with a rush of charisma. Claire thrives in elite public relations. Her world is optics, influence, and control. When she moved into my apartment 3 years ago, she brought that expertise home. My life became her canvas. It began subtly. She'd select my outfits, dismissing my style as painfully ordinary. She rearranged my kitchen, calling my setup chaotic. She reshaped our social life, phasing out my longtime easygoing friends for her flashier, more connected circle. Every control tactic was cloaked as affectionate improvement. She wasn't dominating, she was refining my existence. She wasn't isolating me, she was shaping our public image, and I, a man who values harmony over conflict, let it slide. It was simpler to yield on dinner plans or my wardrobe than face the same repetitive argument nightly. I was the frog in slowly heating water, mistaking the warmth for comfort. My one true escape is crafting intricate architectural models. In a small spare room, I have a studio where I've built replicas of the Brooklyn Bridge and the Eiffel Tower. Detailed works requiring immense focus. Claire called it my hobby nook, and the models my cluttered trinkets. She didn't see the craftsmanship. She saw an immature quirk clashing with a polished couple she aimed to project. The breaking point came 2 months ago. My boss, Mr. Thompson, offered me a career-defining role. Lead engineer on our firm's flagship bridge project at the European headquarters. A 2-year assignment, a major promotion, and the kind of work I'd always dreamed of. I was thrilled for an hour until I got home and told Claire I expected joy. Instead, she frowned, annoyed by the logistics. "Europe," she said, eyes glued to her tablet. "For 2 years? What a pain. I'll need new contacts, and shipping will be a mess. We'll have to store most of this tacky furniture." The we was instant and absolute. No discussion. She launched into plans for her new life, discussing preferred neighborhoods, the apartments she'd need for hosting, and how this was a chance to elevate our image globally. My career milestone was just a stage for her social climb. "I was thinking," I said carefully, "maybe I'd go alone for the first few months, get settled, find my bearings." She looked up, her face a mask of incredulity. She laughed a sharp, mocking laugh. "Alone," she scoffed, voice thick with condescension. "Please, Daniel, you'd never survive without me. You can barely pick a decent shirt. You'd be eating delivery and wearing crumpled suits in days. Don't be absurd." That was it. The water boiled over. All my achievements, my professional skill, my entire adult life erased by one biting remark. She didn't see a partner. She saw a hapless project, a hiring asset she tamed. A calm resolve settled over me. Years of suppressed frustration crystallized into a single clear purpose. I looked at her, the woman who thought she'd shaped me, and decided. "Really?" I said, voice low. She missed the shift. "Obviously, darling. Now, let's look at apartments." I didn't argue. I nodded, letting her Think she'd won. The next morning, I walked into Mr. Thompson's office and accepted the promotion. The project started in 60 days. Then I began the most intricate project of my life, quietly untangling my existence from Claire's. I operated in two worlds. In one, I was the compliant boyfriend, nodding at her relocation plans. In the other, I was a man executing a precise exit. Step 1, the new life. I contacted my company's relocation team, explaining my relationship was ending and discretion was key. They were professionals arranging a furnished corporate apartment for my first 3 months and a travel allowance. All communications sent to my secure work email. Step 2, the old life. I gave my landlord 60-day notice to end my lease, solely in my name, expiring August 15th. My flight was booked for August 14th. Evening. I used a service to find a new tenant who signed a move-in on August 16th. The apartment would no longer be mine after I left. Step 3, the possessions. This was the trickiest part. I hired movers recommended by my company with clear instructions. My personal items, clothes, books, and especially my models were to be professionally packed for international shipping. Claire's belongings were to be packed with care and moved to a high-end, climate-controlled storage unit in her name. I paid 3 months in advance. I told her relocation experts were coming to assess our move. Her arrogance was my cover. She was so focused on her European debut, she never checked the details. Step 4, the digital trail. I filed a mail forwarding request with the post office. I bought a new phone set to activate with a new number upon leaving. The final weeks were surreal. I'd come home to Claire showing me photos of Amsterdam bistros while I'd just confirmed shipping details on my lunch break. The most cathartic part was packing my models. I crafted custom foam cases, carefully wrapping each structure. One evening, Claire glanced into my studio. Still messing with your little trinkets? Daniel, I need input on the new apartment's color scheme. Just securing my old sketches, I said, voice even. On August 14th, my flight day, the movers had finished. My items were on a ship crossing the Atlantic. Her things were in storage. The apartment was bare. Claire was at a farewell brunch with her friends, planning to meet me at 6 p.m. for our shared flight. At 4 p.m., I stood in the empty apartment. I photographed the storage unit key and access card left at the facility's office in her name. I texted her the image, address, and unit number. Then I dropped my old phone in an airport recycling bin. I boarded my flight, activated my new phone, and watched the ground disappear. No anger, no sorrow, just the steady hum of a new life beginning. It's been 3 weeks since I landed. My new city is vibrant chaos, my corporate apartment sleek and quiet. The job is more demanding than I'd hoped. The freedom is exhilarating, but overwhelming. For the first week, I'd wake in a panic, half expecting Claire to barge in and reorganize my life. I didn't wait long to learn her reaction. After 48 hours, my old backup email became a battlefield. Her messages and those from her friends and mother traced the fallout of a distant explosion. She likely finished her brunch, tried my dead phone, then saw my text about the storage unit. Confused, she'd have gone to the apartment at 6 p.m., ready to whisk her helpless boyfriend abroad. Instead, a new tenant answered. I imagine her pushing past, demanding to know why he was in her home, then the slow horror as he explained his month-old lease. Her world, so carefully curated, unraveled on a stranger's doorstep. Her first email was raw fury, demanding where I was and what I'd done with her. Things. Later messages, mixed threats, pleas, and accusations. Her friend Emma played. Enforcer calling me a villain who'd left Claire broken and homeless. Her mother tried guilt, saying this wasn't the man she knew, but the real. Escalation, the dirty move I'd anticipated, came via my new HR department. My boss, Mr. Thompson, called me in. Daniel, we got a troubling call at your old office. A woman claiming to be your fiancée, Claire, said there was a critical family emergency, your father's health. She was frantic, demanding your new contact and flight details. My blood chilled. My father's fine. Thankfully, Mr. Thompson said, our team followed protocol. Given your confidential relocation request, they flagged it as suspicious and withheld information. They said they'd contact you in a true emergency. She hung up. I explained everything. The controlling relationship, her you'd crumble comment. My choice for a clean break. He was supportive, but it showed how far she'd go. Days later, a call came to my new work phone from an unknown number. I had to face it. Daniel, it's Emma. Her voice was sharp. You need to fix this. Claire's crashing on my couch. Her life's wrecked because of you. She can't even get her favorite dresses because you hid them. I took a breath. Hello, Emma. There's nothing to fix. Claire's life is her own. She was a guest in my apartment, which I no longer lease. Her things aren't hidden. They're in a storage unit. She has the key and address. A guest? And she can't just get her stuff. She needs ID for the access list. And you didn't add her. You're unhinged. An oversight, I said. I've emailed the facility to grant her full access. It's handled. Handled? She scoffed. You destroy her life and an email fixes it? She gave up everything for you. What did she give up, Emma? I asked. Her job, her friends. She lost my apartment and income. Let's be clear about her priorities. You're a cold, manipulative coward, she said. Is it manipulative to take a promotion? I replied. Is it cold to leave a relationship where I was called incompetent? She made her view clear. I acted on it. Sparing her the burden of managing me, I paused. And tell Claire my company wasn't thrilled about her fake emergency call. It's documented. Further contact from her, or you will be reported to our legal team as harassment. Silence. She likely didn't know about that move. This isn't over, Daniel, she said, voice low. For me, it is. I replied, I'm building a new life, one I'm fully capable of managing. I hung up. Days later, my company's legal team forwarded a formal email from a law firm representing Ms. Claire Morrow. The war had shifted to a new front. Final update. It's been 6 months since I moved. The initial chaos has settled into the steady, fulfilling rhythm of a life I'm crafting on my terms. My apartment is now a true home. I'm thriving at work and joined a local group for model builders. For the first time, I have peers who value my trinkets for their artistry. The legal fight was the last messy chapter. Her lawyer's letter was pure fiction. She demanded a large sum for emotional distress and abandonment. She claimed palimony for non-existent career sacrifices. The boldest demand was for half my assets, specifically naming my model collection as valuable co-owned art. The irony of her trying to profit from the hobby she mocked was staggering. I didn't respond directly. My company's legal team, which supports international staff, handled it. Their reply was a calm, corporate takedown. Legal status. We weren't married, had no joint assets, and no legal partnership. Her claims lacked merit. The apartment. They provided the lease in my name and termination notice. Claire was a legal guest. Her possessions. They showed the storage unit contract, proving I'd preserved her property. The abandonment claim. They presented my signed promotion and relocation agreement predating my departure, showing a planned career move. The counterclaim. They detailed her harassing emails and the fraudulent emergency call to my old office. The letter warned that further action would prompt a harassment complaint. Her response was silence. A week later, my legal team received a one-sentence email. Ms. Moreau was dropping all claims, faced with a corporate legal team and potential charges. Her bluff collapsed. My sister Lily shared the aftermath. Claire paid her lawyer's fees. After the 3 months I covered, she took on the storage unit's costly fees. She eventually moved her curated belongings to her parents' garage. Her stay on Emma's couch ended when Emma, tired of playing therapist. Lily heard Claire took a second job to cover expenses, living in a small apartment, constantly lamenting how her cruel ex destroyed her life. No self-reflection. My revenge wasn't aggression, but radical independence. She said I couldn't survive without her. So I built a life proving her and the part of me that believed her wrong. In my apartment, my models sit on custom shelves. I'm working on my most ambitious project yet, a replica of the Øresund Bridge, a stunning Danish-Swedish structure. It's intricate, beautiful, a testament to what one can create with focus, patience, and vision. I don't hate Claire. I feel a distant sympathy. She's trapped in an image with no substance. She thought her talent was managing me. In reality, it was hiding her inability to manage herself. By leaving, I didn't just take her lifestyle. I took her project. And I myself, I survived. More than that, I'm building something stronger, better, and entirely mine.